I've said this before, the only time that I ever really kind of pieced together that I think obesity is some kind of a moral failing is if you have children. And that's your children rely on you, you have to be around for them. And it's not like I'm a fat mom or anything like that. Like I don't think that that's like, moms will be fat sometimes. But like I'm talking about like if you're 600 pounds and your kid is also like obese, there is a failing there. I'm not a mom. I don't really know how hard it is, but I'm sure there's a lot of moms in the comment section who see that shit and get pissed. So I think I speak for the trees here.
I speak for the trees.
Okay.
I wanna tell you that I love you.
Good morrow, everybody. My name is Robin, also known as SunnySideUpGal, and you are my Sunnyside Up pal. Good morning, good morrow, and good day. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please consider giving me a subscribe. Go ahead and like the video because I know you're gonna like the video. Today we're gonna just go ahead and jump right into reacting. There's no chitting, there's no chatting too much. We're just gonna, there will be some chits, there will be some chats, and there will be a little bit of trash talking.
Trash.
About some of the creators in these videos. I'm going to be emptying out my random fat acceptance folder that I have on Instagram. Sometimes I'll just get some sent to me by viewers or by my pals, my gals, my guys, my gays, and I keep them forever. And I feel like these ones are going to be expiring soon, but some of them are new, and I just want to clean up the space a little bit. So we're cleaning out my collection. These are videos about these are random fat acceptance videos that just irked me, and I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. Let's watch it together as a friendship. Let's watch them together with my pals. Let's giggle. Let's kick our feet.
Ryan.
Let's talk trash.
Trash.
But yeah, so if you are unfamiliar with, the shtick, I was never a part of fat acceptance. I will never be a part of fat acceptance because I always understood that like diet and exercise and eating properly was always going to make me feel better and was better for you. And if you are on any kind of like specific diet, especially if you're keto, because I am keto because I have Hashimoto's and PCOS and it just does better. Okay, for me. I'm not trying to sell a diet or anything like that. Low carb, high fat works for me. Doesn't work for everybody. But if you have PCOS, Hashimoto's, it's wonderful. But anyway, at one point in my life, I did try to become a member of the fat acceptance community, but I was never really welcome with open arms because I was still like subconsciously on a weight loss journey. Like I was always on a health journey to begin with, and like I was always trying to heal my body with food, and that's a real big no in the fat acceptance community. So they only heal their emotions with food. So let us begin. Also, some of them are the out of this collection, the ones that bother me the most are going to be the people who are thin, who are trying to sell fat acceptance to us. That bothers me so much because if being fat is so awesome and being fat is so, there's completely nothing wrong with being fat or obese, then why aren't you fat or obese? I don't know. You'll see when we watch. Let's watch. Let's have some fun. Everybody have some fun. Buckle up.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Who do you want to be skinny for? The only people who care about how skinny you are one, judgy women that are in the skinny
Okay. Already. I don't think anybody really, let me know if you guys are trying to be skinny. When I think of the word skinny, I think like skin and bones. I know that we all joke around like, oh my god, I'm so skinty today because I took a crap, whatever. I don't ever think that skinny is the goal. It's not the goal for me. Like I definitely, like my number one goal was to reverse prediabetes. Got it. Reverse insulin resistance. Got it. Let's keep our Hashimoto's symptoms at bay and keep our PCOS, not doing PCOS things, whatever, right? My goal has always been like symptom control and like feeling better, and I do want to lose weight. I am currently on a weight loss journey. It's just like slow. But the goal is never to be skinny. It's to be at a healthy BMI, or at a healthy BMI, which would mean just like average size. Like a lot of people in the fat acceptance community, they're so they often bring up like nuance when it comes to like schmallery restriction or like anything like that. Like they bring up like, well, there's nuance and everything. That's, nothing is so black and white, yada yada yada. Schmallery restriction doesn't work for everybody, or cutting carbs doesn't really work for everybody, blah 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 blah. Which, okay, yes, true, whatever. I mean, the laws of thermodynamics applies to everything, but like I'm personally not a person who's like a big fan of counting schmalleries. I feel like counting macros is a little easier for me and my conditions and stuff like that, but technically it's still, I mean, there's still an energy balance that is being taken into account. I'm not there's no magic number for me. It's more like percentages, but anyway, so there's a nuance. But they bring up the fact that there's nuance, but then when you talk about, there's nuance in a weight loss journey. Like there's a middle ground that everybody should try to be at. They either see it's okay for you to be super morbidly obese, or you've got to be a skeleton, which is not the case. Like there's a ground in the center where people are trying to get to, because we've over every time that there's some kind of a body trend, we always overcorrect, and the pendulum swings to the complete other side of the spectrum. So like, yes, there was heroin chic in the 90s and the early 2000s, but now we've got like obesity chic. We've got beach whale chic. We've got, I mean, Tess Holiday is trying to normalize being 500 pounds. Like I cannot allow it. Let's just be in the middle. Like, be mid-size or less. Like, I know that mid-size is, I mean, I'm a size 10 right now. I know that is still obese, but like, be this or less a little bit, but don't be a skeleton. You know what I mean? Like, everything is so black and white in this world, man. I am getting really sick of it. Like, I really, really am.
Or two, a very
Oh, also, this lady said there's only two. Hold on, let's listen.
who care about how skinny you are one, judgy women that are in the skinny competition.
Okay, I do understand that the skinny competition is real, but I feel like also this is something that like, do you live in a movie? Am I wrong or am I right, you guys? Like, is there a judgy, I guess anything can happen, right? But is there a judgy women club that have a skinny competition? Because again, if you're in this, in the comment section, or if you're watching this video, you're probably not here because we're like in this skinny, I'm not skinny, but like there's like this skinny competition. There's not a skinny competition. The obesity epidemic is apparent in this country, and I'm in the United States, and everybody's fat, and it's not good.
Or two, a very specific type of men, the kind of men that you don't really want to be with because
we don't care. Nobody cares about men anymore. Like, I'm not even trying to be mean at all, but like, literally the feminist movement is doing a pretty good job at like being like, we don't care about men anymore. Like, nobody, in my opinion. But at the same time, a lot of people in the fat acceptance community, they're like, all of this beauty standard is just by the man. It's just created by men to make women hate each other. And then they're like,
but I can still get dick.
Weren't you just talking about how like you don't care about men, but now you're talking about how you can get any man? I feel like there's such a disconnect, and there's so many people, I don't know, do you guys agree? Like there's so many people in the fat acceptance community that like are like, I'm a stark feminist. Is stark the right word? I'm a super duper feminist, and fuck the patriarchy, blah 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 blah. And it's like, well, I could get your dad or something like that. Like, I've seen that, and it's like, it's not an argument, I love my husband, and that's about it. Nobody gives a shit about guys anymore. It's kind of sad, I think. Like, but nobody cares. And then this isn't even me talking about the patriarchy. Somebody pointed out, like, you shouldn't talk about the patriarchy if you don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I am not talking about the patriarchy. I'm talking about men in general. No one cares about what men think anymore. We've done a great job saying, hey, girl, stop worrying about what men think. it's the fat acceptance community who also still worries about what men think, though. This lady does not live in reality is what I'm trying to get.
Because if they're attracted specifically to skinny women, that says something really strong about them. It says that they like women that make
A man who's attracted to skinny women. I don't know a lot of men who are like, I want a, like I'm going to bring up a celebrity. I don't know anybody on the planet personally. I don't know a lot of people who would look at Ariana Grande and be like, that's going to be the next mother of my children. Like, I don't think that men really are attracted to something like that. Do I think men are attracted to women who look healthy? Absolutely. But I also know men who like a little bit of cushion or thickness. Men like curves. Curves are obviously like a sign of, I think curves are a sign or are like a caveman signal of like, this is an adult woman who's ready, if you know what I mean, to be pollinated.
Make themselves smaller, and that put a lot of effort to that, because being skinny for most people, not something that comes naturally.
Skinny, correct. So like Ariana Grande, that's very, very skinny. That's not a natural thing. But there is a way. How am I gonna say this? We're also fat, and it's because the country we are overfeeding ourselves. If we learned how to one, sit with our hunger, right? Two, realize when we're full. I feel like nobody understands full signaling, like when your body is done eating. And then three, nutrition education. Like, people don't really know how much they are eating. They don't know how much they're supposed to eat. And then a lot of people I didn't even know what a carbohydrate was until I found the ketogenic diet. Like, I didn't know that like potatoes and sugars were both carbs. I didn't really know. And yeah. But yeah, we need some education on like nutrition. And I think we should also normalize I'm like normalize eating less, but I think we should normalize like fasting. Like, I know that sounds crazy. People, fasting's not for everybody. I'm a big fan of faster, and I'm not like talking like, a week-long fast. I do miss fasting like that. That was when I used to be carnivore. It was a huge thing for me. But I don't fast as long as I used to because I do have, a thyroid condition, but like I still sometimes I will do like 24-hour fasts, like every once in a while. I was trying to do 24-hour fast a week, but I do like skip, a meal. I probably only do 2 MAD or OMAD quite often. And I don't think that that's schmishmortered. I think this whole country is fat. I don't know. I think we should normalize people feeling comfortable sitting without food in their stomach at every single hour of the day. Like, let your body relax. It's important. We have an obesity epidemic. 40% of the US population has prediabetes, and that's telling me we have an insulin resistance problem. What's a great way to fix that? Obviously cutting, our carbohydrate intake. We have normalized this crazy amount of food intake. We've normalized it, and our insulin levels never baseline. So like when you wake up in the morning, you have a blood sugar rise. They call this the dawn effect. It doesn't affect everybody. It's like a phenomenon, but your blood sugar will be a little bit elevated. When you eat anything, your body releases insulin to move whatever bits of glucose from that food into your cells to give your muscles and your blood cells and whatever, your body energy, so that they can utilize the glucose, the energy, and you can be energized. But the problem is that we're constantly eating, and we're constantly eating shitty food or super high sugar, lots of insulin inducing foods, and eventually your body's just producing insulin so much that to the point where your cells are I'm not going to respond to these anymore. That causes insulin resistance. When your body has insulin resistance, it's got insulin and blood glucose. It's got insulin and glucose just floating around doing nothing except storing food now, or storing energy, so storing fat. So that's why I'm a big fan of fasting, because it helps lower your insulin levels back to a baseline, like a normal, a non-storing level, non-fat storing level. And yes, insulin is a storing hormone, like a fat storing hormone. It's anabolic.
That make themselves smaller and that put a lot of effort to that, because being skinny for most people, not something that comes naturally. It requires a lot of effort.
That's what I was getting. It doesn't require a lot of effort. We are normalizing being fat. We are normalizing overeating. If we stopped normalizing overeating, stopped normalizing being fat, a big portion of the obesity epidemic would probably be like lowered. Like, I feel like if people were like, oh no, you're not supposed to eat 6 meals a day, and also your meals should be like this size and not like this size, and you shouldn't be eating to the point where you feel like you're gonna blow up. Like, that's so normal for people. That was normal for me for a while, to eat to the point where I'm like, I'm hurting, right? If we stop eating like that, it might not be that difficult to be in a healthier body.
So the men that are attracted to that are a very specific type of men. I used to be very deep in the skinny obsession. My whole life was focused around being skinny. And I used to think that everyone was as obsessed as I was with skinny. I used to think that everyone...
So it sounds like this lady used to have a beating recorder and now she's giving advice. I mean, I give advice too, but also like, I'm dumb and you should not get your advice from, the internet.
thought of that everyone would praise me if I got skinny. But it turns out that most people don't care about that stuff. Most people don't give a crap. Now that I'm healed, now that I'm normal again, I just realized that normal people don't care about that. We don't even compute how skinny or fat a person is. It's just not something you think.
I agree, but I agree in person. I don't really care about how skinny or fat a person is unless you're like impeding on like MySpace, or you're being like a stereotypical. I mean, I'm still not going to say anything. This is just my brain. We're being friends. We're talking. We're cheating. We're chatting. Okay. This is how my brain works. If you're being like a stereotypically fat person, I will notice that. That's it though. But like, I don't say anything like that. Nobody, she is correct. There's not a lot that people really care about. It isn't, yeah. It's not something that people think about. Hold on.
Think about. This is a message to all the girls that are still prisoner of the skinny mindset, but that want to get out of it. Not as many people as you think care about skinniness.
Yeah, dude, it sounds like she's talking about being in like the depths of a beating recorder. Am I getting that right?
Most people around you are gonna love you for so many other reasons than how skinny you are. This is my little reminder.
Yeah, this is very beating recorder like coded, or recovery coded, which I guess cool. But we are fat.
You are fat. We already know that. To decenter beauty and skinniness and to focus on all the other possibilities that you have for your life, all the amazing things you can do with your time. And if you're interested in body image, hi, my name is Lucy.
Okay, she's selling me something. All right, next. All right, gentle reminders about bodies that you probably need to hear today. Let's listen. This is from Abby Wood Wellness. Do you guys know her? Do you know her? Do you know her?
Are you friends with her? Are you friends with her? Are you friends with her?
Heroin chic might not be the problem. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Follow. I got made fun of for following everybody I make fun of on here, but I like it. Because then I get their stuff in the algo. I don't have to look for it all the time. They're not gonna block me. Okay, a smaller body does not mean a healthier body. Thinness is not a moral virtue or victory. Gaining weight does not mean that you're doing something wrong. Listen, morally, I don't ever put, oh, this is a problem. Hold on a second. I just noticed this. Better. Is that better? That was better. Ugh. That is better. Okay. Wow. It's like night and day up in this bitch. A lot of the people in the fat acceptance community like to bring up some kind of like a moral value to body size, or believe that like people who don't want to be obese, they see obesity as like a moral failing. I do not. I've said this before. The only time that I ever really kind of pieced together that I think obesity is some kind of a moral failing is if you have children, and that's, your children rely on you, you have to be around for them, and it's not like I'm a fat mom or anything like that. Like, I don't think that that's like, moms will be fat sometimes, but like I'm talking about like if you're 600 pounds and your kid is also like obese, there is a failing there. And maybe it's an education thing, maybe it's a depression thing, but like there's so many so many resources for you to like reach out and get some help. I don't know. I'm not a mom. I don't really know how hard it is, but I'm sure there's a lot of moms in the comment section who see that shit and get pissed. So I think I speak for the trees here.
I speak for the trees.
Okay. But yeah, I don't think there's anything, the whole moral thing is like, no. But if you are gaining weight and nothing has changed, like you've noticed that nothing has changed, like there could be something wrong hormonally. I have PCOS and Hashimoto's. It's very slow for me to lose weight. My goal, and I was able to maintain a weight loss of 40 pounds for about 2 to 3 years, was to not continue to gain weight, which is actually pretty difficult if you have PCOS and Hashimoto's. So like I was able to do that. Now I'm back on another weight loss journey. I'm like trying to find some things that work and all that jazz. It is slow, but it's working. I'm just, I'm bouncing back and forth between the same 5 pounds, which is shitty. But if you have Hashimoto's or PCOS, you know the battle. You know, you do. What else? But yeah, no, if you are gaining weight, it's not that you did something wrong, but there could be something wrong. If you've gained 10 pounds in 2 months, there could be something wrong. You could also be eating way too much, but like there could be something wrong. That's why I think it's dumb when people are like, I don't want to be weighed at the doctor's office. And it's like, well, there could be something wrong. It's an indicator of like inflammation as well. Weight fluctuations are normal and expected. Bodies are not robots. Okay, agree. But like if it's 10 pounds in like 2 months, I think that's a problem. Do you agree? I also think, this isn't a fluctuation, but if you're gaining 10 pounds every year, that's 50 pounds in 5 years. That's not like a wonderful thing, That's not a bodies aren't robots situation. That is like I'm eating too much for this planet. Like something's wrong. Like you shouldn't be eating that much. You should not be gaining, unless you are a kid or a teenager in puberty, you should not be gaining weight every year. Like there's a limit. Find the limit. Stop it. Stop it in its tracks. Again, though, I know that hormonal fluctuations and hormonal issues and menopause and all that jazz can cause weight like to hold on and to like be difficult to lose. But you guys, you have to adjust to your body, like what you put in your body. So if your body is fighting weight loss or your body is gaining weight and you haven't changed anything, it is probably because hormones, and you need to adjust your intake, whatever is the source of your energy, to what your body is requiring. And that's going to suck sometimes. It really is going to suck sometimes. Do you think that when I want to bust through a plateau that all I really want to do is just eat like globs and globs of fat? No, but is it effective for me? Yeah, for me it is, because that's how I get my energy. It's not globs and globs, you guys, but it is a lot of fat. And sometimes I just want to eat carbs, right? But carbs don't work for my body. But anyway, if you are having hormonal issues, you have to eat in a way that feeds the hormonally issued body in a proper way. Body diversity in humans is as real as it is across dog breeds. I love when people compare us to dog breeds, because it's like, I don't think that's comparable. Is it? Are we like dog breeds, you guys? I guess kind of, but also show me an obese dog that's naturally obese. Maybe a bulldog, but 74% of the fucking dog breeds on the planet are not bulldogs. And some of them, bulldogs aren't even fat. They are like muscular, you know what I mean? They're just fat now because they have fat owners. But show me a naturally obese dog breed, for real. What are you talking about? What are we fucking talking about? We are not dogs. But also, if we were dogs, show me a naturally fat, obese dog that was bred to be obese. I know that there are naturally thin dogs. Like we got Whippets, we got Greyhounds, we got all that jazz. Show me a naturally obese dog that is just supposed to be obese. And then I'm going to tell you that no, we are not like those dogs. Because if, let's say it's Shar-Pei, Shar-Peis are not, I don't think that they're fat, but like, I don't know. Shar-Pei and Bulldogs. Where are all the Shar-Peis? I've never even seen a real Shar-Pei in real life. Maybe once. But I see fat people every day of my life. I look at one in the mirror every day, but I also see them all over my Walmarts and stuff like that. So stop it. We're not like the dogs. Bodies are meant to change. For as long as we're living, our body will be changing. Yes, hormonally, but like you should not be putting on extra weight, especially as an elderly person. You should not be having extra weight. And running into our older years with type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes, you run the risk. I mean, they're calling it type 3 diabetes now, but like you run the risk of getting Alzheimer's and dementia. They are learning that it is a blood sugar, if you've got pre-diabetes now, you have a higher risk of getting dementia or Alzheimer's as an elderly adult. We're not constantly in puberty. Like I get like you can grow during puberty, you grow during pregnancy, but like as far as like once you're done with that shit, like maybe just maintain. There is under no circumstance a wrong way to have a body. I would say the wrong way to have a body is a body that you cannot move because you've eaten it to like the size of a couch. Like I think Tess Holliday is doing the body wrong. I think that Tammy Slayton, when she was 1,000 pounds, was doing the body wrong. There is a way to have a wrong body. There is a way. God.
Hey, it's okay to be fat. In a day and age where there is a constant stream of messaging telling you that you need to take GLP-1s and engage in unhealthy dieting and exercise, it's important to me that you know it's okay to be fat. The sinister thing that...
Who the fuck are you? Who is this person? It's okay to 16,000 followers. Hey, it's cool. It's fine with me if you want to be fat. Like, I don't know who you are. What do you mean? Who are you influencing to be fat?
That these advertisements do is insinuate that thin is inherently healthy and fat is inherently unhealthy.
Being obese is inherently unhealthy. Like, nobody should be obese. I've declared it. I don't have 16,000 followers yet, but I have declared it that being obese is never going to be okay. It's unhealthy. It's always going to be unhealthy.
The reality is that healthy habits are healthy and unhealthy habits are unhealthy. If you want to be healthier, engage in healthier habits.
If I was smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, but I was walking 8 miles, that feels like the same argument. Like I am healthy because I smoke. I may smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, but I still walk. Or I may smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, but I journal daily. Like that's what the argument sounds like to me. It's like, as long as I participate in other random acts of health, then I'm healthy. When it's like, no, your body is like causing you harm at rest. Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're eating the right amount of protein, carbohydrates, and fat in a day. Make sure you're regularly
eating the right amount, not too much. Very, very vague. Very, very pandering.
Engaging in activities where you raise your heart rate. When the sun is out, go out.
Okay, so now you're telling me to exercise. I'm so confused.
Outside and engage with nature. Spend quality time with friends and family. As much as you can afford to, go to therapy. Go to checkups. Take care of your physical and mental health at the doctor's. And after all of that is said and done, you may lose weight. You also might not lose weight, because sometimes being fat is not because you're engaging in unhealthy habits. Sometimes being fat is because of underlying health conditions. Sometimes it's because of genetics.
Genetics do not make you fat. Nobody is genetically genetics may determine how quickly your body puts on fat or where or how your body stores fat, but nobody is just born fat or obese, right? I believe that body types exist. My body may not be I don't have the same body type as my husband. I'm a little stockier. My bones are a little thicker. And I would say I have an earthbender body, right? Strong. but chunky and short-armed. Nobody is genetically obese is what I'm trying to say. There. Nobody is genetically obese. We got to obesity from eating too much.
Sometimes who knows and who cares, but if you want to take a GLP-1 or starve yourself or over-exercise because you feel like you're engaging in unhealthy habits, all you're doing is trading one set of unhealthy habits for another. That's not
Dieting is unhealthy now. Maybe they're talking about extreme dieting, but like I think some people are at the point, like I feel like there are a lot of people who are in danger and like GLP-1s are like saving their life. So people who are so uncontrollable around food or they're so over morbidly obese, I would say get the weight loss surgery or get on a GLP-1 because you're in danger, girl.
You in danger, girl.
You is. You is.
not sustainable and it's not good for you. Engage in healthy habits because it does make you feel better, but it might not make you skinny, and that's okay.
We're not trying to be skinny. We're trying to not have fucking diabetes, dude.
I just got back.
All right. Oh, she's a cute tattoo. I need a sun tattoo with how obsessed I am with the sun. Come on, guys. All right, people love to act like fat people can't get or be loved for who we are, and it's just not the
For the
case.
post office, and the lady who works there,
I feel like I see anybody that has bangs, and I'm like, that's my cousin. That's me. That's my sister. Are we related?
I see her probably every week, to drop off some packages. And she is my plus size sister. She is my fatty twin. She is 30 years older than me, but we just get each other, okay? And today we were bonding about being plus size, and she talked about how in her driver's license photo that she got redone recently, she not only had a double chin, but a triple chin. And she said,
That would be a wake-up call for me.
but that's never stopped me from getting any man.
See, here's the situation I was talking about. We're so like, don't go, don't give into like the beauty standards of men and blah, 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 blah. But then they're like, but I can still sling some dick, right? That's gross. Men will, some men, not all men, but men will, a lot of men love sex and they'll get it from anything. There, I'll say it. Not saying that she probably isn't worthy of slinging dick. Maybe she is a very beautiful fat woman, but like I'm just saying it's not a trophy anymore to be like, I'm so beautiful because this guy wants to have sex with me. Like that's not, ew. Nobody likes that. Like that's not who are you? You're the only person that's happy about that. Like you're the only person who likes that. Like a better flex for me would be like I have 3 chins and I don't have diabetes. I'd be like, that's an anomaly. Like I'm shook, But the fact that you have 3 chins but like guys still want to put their pee-pee in you, it's like, no, guys will put their pee-pee in like a lot.
I know that's fucking right.
Yeah, oh my god, let's look at this. Comment section. Oh shit. Honestly, I've never felt better than I did after accepting I'm built like a staffy and dressed like a Muppet. Oh, no. This one says, men are easy. Having a man is not the flex women think it is. Exactly. Like, men literally don't... Men just want to fuck. I don't know. Men just want to fuck. I've been fat all my life, and I've never run out of faces to sit on. Yeah, because men literally... Oh, my God. I'm so sorry, Jesus. Okay? Never run out of faces to sit on. Baby. I don't know. Men love us and society tries to tell us otherwise. I get hit on more now than I ever did when I was mid-sized. The confidence makes all the difference. No, I think I've brought this up before, but I feel like a lot of women who lose weight and then they gain the weight back and they find that they're getting more like cat calls or they're getting more people like feeling comfortable approaching them. I think it's because men see fatness, and this is just a judgment, I feel like a lot of men see fatness, they see a fat woman and think that they may be underconfident, and so it's like almost like a prey predator thing. Like they're like, I'm gonna go try and give my number to this girl because how could she deny me, right? Let me know if you think that also. It could just be judging. Okay. Your person loves you fat. I think I know where this is going already. I would say also, yeah, if you find the right person, they're going to love you whatever size you are, but also encourage you to get healthy.
If you're fat and you have a partner who loves you, like
Or just support you getting healthy. Yeah.
publicly loves you openly and proudly and privately loves you long, hard, and raw.
You're fat because you give in to.
If you're fat and you have a partner who loves you, like publicly loves you openly and proudly and privately loves you long, hard, and raw, your partner loves you fat. I know society is really rough on fat people right now. Ozempic, Wegovy, GLP-1s, removing the buccal fat, heroin chic is back. It's a lot to take in, and it makes us feel bad about ourselves. But just know your partner loves you fat. They are.
Yeah, I would say that. When my husband and I met, we were 20 and I had just like gotten out of like I was like over being on drugs. And so I was like in recovery from that, but I also was in a it was a hard time for me. It was like a hard couple of years right after I moved out of my parents' house. Like it's kind of like went crazy and was like super stressed out. I was like trying to, find this like career in the medical field, school. And I was just like partying a ton and I was in the midst of like a super like I had a lot of trauma from my brother dying and then shrugs and then other trauma and then like I just wasn't eating as well. I was restrictive, and when he met me I was kind of getting a little bit better, but I was still kind of like it was at the very very end, the tail end of that. So being fat my entire life, meeting me at my smallest weight, and then watching me blow up to like 230 pounds at one point, 222 pounds at one point, never ever stopped, you know, I never felt that he thought that I was disgusting or anything like that. I always felt like I was his number one priority. And I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but I'm just saying like your person is gonna love you at whatever size. Because you can't help who you love, even if they're a pig. So
They're not waiting to love you more the more weight you lose. If you want to lose weight, if you want to change, your partner will support you through that. But don't think you're doing.
yeah, it's important that you don't find somebody who's like super duper shallow, clearly, because your personality is more important. So like if your person loves you at fat, they'll love you at thin as long as your personality like stays the same. Like there are people, like I see a lot of relationships that end after like weight loss or after weight gain just because it kind of seems like there is a different person. I can see that.
Doing it for them. So they'll be more proud of you. So they'll be happier with you. They are right where the fuck they want to be. In between your fat fucking thighs. Laying on top of your fat fucking belly or on your fat fucking titties. Gender non-specific. They didn't get
But that doesn't mean that God, again, it's like the sex thing. I don't know.
with you as a fucking fixer-upper to eventually become some skinny bitch, right? Like, no, they like you. They love you. All of you. All however many hundreds of pounds you are. Let your boo love on you as fully as you are figured. Okay? If you're fat and you have a partner who
It's fat acceptance, so we don't like it. I think that it's okay for, I don't know, what do you guys think let me know in the comments below, but what do you guys think about your partner's like uh bringing up weight loss first? Like if your spouse or your partner was like, hey, I think maybe we should pump the brakes on this, like something's wrong. Personally, I think it is a symbol of like, oh, this person does care, he wants me to be around. You know what I mean? If they're coming at it nicely like that, if they're going like, you're fucking fat and I didn't sign up for this, and clearly you should probably not be with that person. But I'm okay with myself or my husband being like, hey, I think something's wrong, like maybe we should like pump the brakes or like let's go on a diet together. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
You're fat because you give in to every craving.
Period. I love this already, but I agree. I think that we are so hedonistic in this society. Something happened. I'm going to say something happened after 2020 where people were just like, fuck it. I'm just going to do what I want and I'm going to be happy, and like I don't want to be uncomfortable ever again. And that includes like when it comes to like being fat and eating whatever the fuck we want. Like no. This isn't how humans evolved. We were opportunistic people, like opportunistic creatures. We were never, I don't think anybody is ever I think it's more harmful for your mental health to get anything you want all the time, anytime that you want it. One, it does affect you mentally, like mental health wise. It affects your happiness. It's so difficult. Let me just bring this up. It is so difficult for my husband and I to shop for each other around the holidays, or to shop for a lot of our other adult friends, because, well, we only have adult friends. Why would we have children friends? That's weird. But for all of I meant married friends. That's weird. I was like, what? All of our married friends, because we're all like professionals. Like, we all have jobs, and we all just get ourselves stuff. We all get exactly what we want when we want it. Like, we don't have to wait anymore. It's not like when we were kids, we were like, wait till Christmas. You know, it's like, oh, I need a new TV. Let me just go and get a little TV. So I got this $120 TV so I can have an extra screen, right? I didn't have to wait for that. I had the money though. So, but we give in to every little craving. People are like, ooh, you know what sounds so good? A little sweet treat. Right? So then they get a sweet treat anytime that they go to fucking Target. They have a sweet treat every morning. There's never a moment of waiting. There's never like a sitting. You know how nice things would feel if you just sat and waited first before you gave it? Like, if you sit with your cravings and then you literally can't live without it and you finally get it, it's going to make it taste way, way better. But also, like, we are fat because we give into every single craving. Most of the shit that we eat that, like, I always go to fast food because fast food is a problem in this country. But you never hear people go, ooh, you know what sounds so good? Broccoli, right? They always go, oh my God, dude, I could eat an entire large McDonald's fry right now. Like, people are always talking about McDonald's fries or Taco Bell, like, chalupas, or like, you know, let me get some nuggies. It's always McDonald's, honestly. McDonald's, you know what? Ban McDonald's 2026. We're done with it. We're done.
Okay? Like, you're fat because you give into every craving. Like, oh, I want this. Let me just go get it. No.
Yeah. No. Learn to say no to yourself. Honestly. People are like, well, no, I mean, that's unhealthy. Like, how? How is it unhealthy? You will be so much happier if you waited and, like, if you set a goal and you're like, okay, if I do XYZ for the next week, then maybe I can get this TV, or maybe I can get myself a fucking cinnamon roll, right? I mean, I don't think you should be rewarding yourselves with food, but I guess, like, if you're on a journey and you're trying to, like, practice, like, sitting with your cravings, I don't know. I'm not a nutritionist, but what I'm saying is, like, we give each other, we give ourselves something. There's no waiting anymore. Like, obviously, it makes sense why there is such a huge jump in depression, because we literally don't have anything to look forward to anymore, because we get it all the time. Like, we can get whatever we want all the time. Everything is so instant. It was so much simpler when we had to, it was simpler when things were not instant. Like, honestly, Amazon too, also gonna blame them for, like, for the instant gratification issue. Like, I remember before I met my husband, I bought a pair of shoes and they didn't come for 3 weeks. And when they finally arrived, I wore those shoes to the ground. Like, I loved them so much. I was so excited to see them. Like, just like that weight is so nice. And now everything's just so instant. It's like, it really is no wonder why we're so fucking depressed, dude. It's because there's nothing, because we get one thing and then, like, cool, and then we want another instant thing. Whereas, like, if we waited, I don't know, I feel like am I making any sense? I really hope I'm making any sense. But do you guys understand, like, why instant gratification can lead to or play a big part in depression? Am I crazy?
You're fat because you give into every craving. Okay? Like, you're fat because you give into every craving. Like, oh, I want this. Let me just go get it. No. You're fat.
That was it. Okay, let's look at the comments. All right. I'm fat because every time I lose 10 pounds, I start acting like I can eat whatever I want. And then even though I need to lose 30. I stopped giving into cravings and quit drinking soda. Lost about 7 pounds. Okay, great. Hunger isn't the only thing to fix. Sometimes it's just a reminder that you're doing that what you're doing is working and people eventually need to just realize this. Yes. Like the fat acceptance community thinks that hunger is like a bad thing, and I think it's, I don't know, they equate it maybe just to people carving in like third world countries or something like that, but like it's not a bad thing to be hungry. It is a normal part of the body to be hungry. Your body is trying to, like, I don't know. When so I had in Oregon, I had prediabetes, and this was before I found the ketogenic diet, but I had a bout of gastroparesis, point where my stomach would be like burning, and I felt like I was vomiting, like feeling extremely ill and sick, and luckily it wasn't terrible. Like, I've obviously reversed it, but I remember the first, like, I remember getting my gut motility back, like the hunger, like my stomach like digesting it, and like you can like hear it and stuff like that. And then I remember recognizing hunger cues again was a huge non-scale victory for me. Like realizing, oh, this is actually what hunger feels like. It was more like a physical hunger and not like a mental hunger. It wasn't like my mind would be like, oh, it's 4 o'clock, it's time to eat. You know what I mean? But my body would tell me when I'm hungry. So now I don't even eat until my body's telling me that I'm hungry. And sometimes that means I'm not eating till lunch. You know what I mean? Okay, I don't know what teen girl needs to hear this, but I am on multiple meds that make me gain weight, and that's great. And it's great. That's not great at all, girl. Take the meds. Better to be in an extra large pants than an extra small coffin. Oh, that's true. I mean, there are, how am I going to say this? Okay, medications like psych meds, all that jazz, they can make you hungrier, and that's why people gain weight on them. It's because they eat more with it. And I know it's going to be difficult to like stave that off when it's a medication that's like making you hungrier. However, there are other, you can always try other medications that don't do that. It's not, again, though, it's not the medication that's built, like the medication doesn't cause weight gain. The medication causes hungry. Like, it just makes you more hungry and makes you gain weight because you're eating more food. It's not like if psych meds just magically made people gain weight, they would be giving it to people in third world countries to end starvation, basically. But that's not the case. It's because they make them eat food, and the reason why these people are starving is because there's no resources for food, right? So that's the thing. I was on Wellbutrin, and Wellbutrin is more of like a stimulant. It's like an NDRA, I think NDRA and an NDRI. Yeah, norepinephrine and dopamine reuptake inhibitors instead of an SSRI. So it helps the body have more dopamine in the bloodstream, making you happier that way. But I loved Wellbutrin. I'm not on it anymore, though, for actually a little over a month. And I have not gained or lost weight from getting off of it. So if you are concerned about that. But anyway, so I didn't gain any weight on Wellbutrin. It was just like neutral. It doesn't magically cause weight loss, but it's one of the meds that you can take if you've noticed on the other meds that you've gained weight. There are other options. Oh, is that it? There's no talking? Okay. Okay, some of the comments. Mic drop at better larger pants than a smaller coffin. This med saved my life. I'm at my largest size, and I'm also the happiest and most emotionally regulated I've ever been. And guess what? I'm still hot as fuck. See, it's always like that. It's always like, guess what? I'm still hot. I fuck. Wish meds didn't make me sick because I'm in debt from how high my metabolism is just trying to maintain a healthy weight. Can't cook regularly and have a ton of comorbidities. Oh my god, my lobster is so buttery. I can't keep any weight on. As somebody who grew up fat, I won't take weight loss advice from these people. Who? Oh. These people. Okay. The never fats. The body image space is dominated by women who have struggled with very differently from me, who have never had to shop in the women's section as a child, who could actually borrow clothes at their friends' at their friends' houses instead of being too big. I feel like people bring that up all the time. Like, why are you borrowing if you're at a sleepover, like, why didn't you pack right? Why are you trying to borrow your friend's clothes? Their advice is often weight doesn't matter, or they are judgmental because they can stay thin, so why can't I? Um, you know what though? I kind of have a problem. I agree. I kind of agree with that. Like, I hate the women who are like, "This is how you lose weight," and it's like, what do you mean how you lose weight? How did you lose weight? Oh, you were never fat, so okay, then I don't know if you really know, right? I don't really know. I don't really know. It's hard to trust. It's hard to trust. I'd rather, if I was needing to hire a coach, I'd rather hire a coach that had like 100 pounds of loose skin, because I want to be like, how did you get there? Let's do this together, right? The other thing too, though, is that like, I love seeing the never fats stick up for the fats. Like, the never fats who are in the fat acceptance community, who are constantly like, obesity, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing inherently wrong with being obese. Fatness is not unhealthy. You know who I'm talking about? Like, particular um creators like Abby Sharp, I think, maybe has never been fat, and there's another Abby too, the one that I hate, who's from Arizona, or whatever, she went to ASU. The gym bros, the ones that spout calories in, calories out like humans are just math equations. The cocky, naive men who think a nutrition class and a gym membership makes them endocrinologists, bariatric specialists, and scientists, many of whom are benefited either by genetics, able bodies, and ironically, medications to achieve their physique. So like, I mean, a gym bro will know how to lose weight. The gym bro will tell you how to gain weight too, but they will know how to lose weight. People just don't want to hear the way that they want to hear it, right? People don't want to hear calories in, calories out. Again, I'm not a big fan of that just alone. Like, I don't think that like that's helpful. I really don't think like, watch your calories, just count your calories, because it's not, I mean, I think it's more, especially if you have hormonal weight gain, I think it's more than just that. You should be looking at your macros more importantly than just your calories, because you tell somebody calories in, calories out, then they're gonna be like, okay, cool, then I could just have like, you know, I can have carbs all day as long as they're under 1,300 calories or whatever your calorie limit is. And it's like, no, you can't. You cannot eat all day. You should not eat all day. You should not be grazing all day. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in snacks, right? You shouldn't be grazing all day. Your body has to like, your hormone levels have to kind of like go back down, right? But I am in agreement that I don't think that humans are math equations. Again, there's more stuff that goes into the body when it comes to weight loss than just like limiting food. It just depends. You know, sometimes just limiting food is helpful for people, but a lot of the times, especially if you're pre-diabetic, you have to focus on what your energy sources are. What are you putting in the body, right? Because you can count calories, but if you're insulin resistant, you put insulin inducing food, your calories, your TDEE is going to be much lower than like your TDEE if you ate at a different, in a different way. So like, if you focused on reducing your carbohydrates, it can raise your TDEE, because when you eat more protein and more fat, I think it takes more calories to like digest that food. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you are a strictly schmalaries in, schmalaries out person. I acknowledge, but I am a macros person. I am a macros person. But that said, though, I am starting to count my calories. I just don't, it's just not, it's not, I'm not going to be sweating and shitting over it. You know what I mean? The fat liberators, those in the plus size community that emphasize body acceptance and positivity to an extreme. Some have said that they don't want to speak to thin people losing weight intentionally as fat phobic, and dieting is more dangerous than obesity. Instead of advocating for kindness towards their body, they deny reality. Okay, so this gal also lives in reality. All three of these groups are often well-meaning. They often care deeply about their communities and have valid feelings about their own experiences, but they all display ignorance, denial, presumption, and stubbornness. Instead of tackling important issues like body image, fitness, social stigma, and beating recorders with nuance, they stick to their shade or to their side and don't budge. That is not the kind of person I'm looking to take advice from. I choose to take a balanced approach, to admit that not everyone is in a place to lose weight. That for some, having a little extra weight is worth it for the peace of mind. That the world is often unfairly cruel to fat people, and body size doesn't dictate worth. Oh, that for some, a classic exercise and diet regimen work well. Okay. I agree that, weight loss isn't for everybody. If you want to exist in a fat body, I don't truly care. I really don't care. It's none of my business. But when you come onto the internet and you're like,
guys, don't listen to these people who say that being fat is bad. Being fat is natural. Your body naturally put this fat on the body for a reason. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like,
being fat is excess adipose tissue on the body is hormonally active, and you run the risk of getting 13 or 14 different types of cancer that make up 40% of all the cancers that people get in the United States. Are we going to just ignore reality? I don't know. There's a lot of denial of science in the fat acceptance community. It is inherently bad to be fat. Like, not like bad, like morally, but like it's not a good thing to have excess body fat on the body.
More of you girls need to start acting your weight. Because if you are 160 pounds, I don't want to see any attitude. I want you to be giving all that attitude to the...
This girl is not in her right mind, because anyone in their right mind would not post something like that. This is going to be on the whole internet for everyone to see for the rest of...
Yeah, I think that was the point. It's like she wanted to go viral, and she did.
Her life, and she's going to be talking about how people weigh and acting your weight. I'm a size 18. Also go on the treadmill for an hour every single day. There is no such thing as acting your weight. Girl, you need to act to your personality because it is atrocious.
You need to act your personality because it's atrocious. Okay, give me an example of how you would act. Ugh. Sometimes I feel like some people, maybe write a script, maybe refilm this, maybe watch it before you post it.
This is just bullying all over again, but for the whole internet to see, and young, vulnerable girls. It is absolutely disgusting. So if you were personally affected by that post, please ignore it. She is obviously very unhappy with her life and wants to take it out on people who are larger. So yeah, this is all coming from a body positivity creator. I love you, diva. Bye.
More of you girls.
Alicia Faith. Anybody who was tricked by that post anyway, like clearly it was a post to like get people to stitch and react and all that jazz. Like it was clearly rage bait, and like they fell for the rage bait. They felt baited. They fell for it. And I feel like they're dumb. Sucking it in. Is she? Maybe not. Oh yeah, she is. Wow, I fucking immediately knew it. Let's watch again. I mean, that was like almost 6 inches that she took off her waist for a second. Let's see. The confidence to dress how you want to. You're in sweatpants. What? What? What are you talking? The confidence to dress how you want to? You're in sweats. This is like something a fat person would wear. Am I wrong? Am I old? I'm so confused. But I mean, if you're confident, it was a cute outfit, but I'm just like, it is sweats. Like, show me yourself in like a little black dress or something.
I was scrolling on TikTok this morning and I came across this post of a new mom who had posted some photos of her baby I was scrolling on TikTok this morning and I came across this post of a new mom who had posted some photos of her baby.
Can you guys see why people would... Obviously, she's going to talk about how they were bullied. Why were they bullied? Why were they bullied, you guys? Let me know in the comments.
Just simply expressing gratitude that her baby was here. The post had over 6 million views and thousands of comments, most of them questioning their fitness as parents, all because she and her husband are people in bigger bodies. The comments ranged from...
All because she and her husband are morbidly obese. Bigger bodies. Shut up. Stop. Don't dehumanize obese people. But like I first of all, I don't think that, I mean, she could he can stand. They both appear, she's not super crazy morbidly obese. I'm sure the baby's in a very loving home. Like I don't see why it's worth this is why I don't like to fuck with moms. Like I don't want to make fun of moms or anything like that. Like I think that like I love babies. You know, I don't love babies. I'm afraid of babies. But like I love moms. Moms are superheroes to me. You know, I don't like to fuck or make fun of moms, you know what I mean? But let's continue. I feel like this lady is such a fucking panderer though. Like I'm just disgusted by it a little bit. Like it's too nice. It's too nice.
Please get healthy for the sake of your child.
Oh, okay. There. I do think that you should be healthy. I mean, obviously she can't do it overnight, right? The mom is obese, the husband is clearly obese, and they can't change anything overnight. It would be nice for people to realize, and this is the problem when we have fat acceptance on social media. People are going to look at social media and be like, oh, I think I'm fine then. If I'm morbidly obese, but like this person is like, it's totally fine, you're good, then people aren't going to want to change. I'm not saying bring back fat shaming, but I'm saying that like bring back accountability. It isn't a good thing to be obese, and you have a fucking baby now. You've got another life that depends on you. How are they gonna what if you have type 2 diabetes and you don't realize it, and then you go into some kind of a diabetic shock or something one day while your baby's at home, right? Shelby, she had type 1 diabetes, so, but anyway, but like you have another person who literally relies on you, cannot live without you, and you are on the brink of like you're so close to some kind of a medical emergency due to your size. That's a risk.
To you're choosing food over the well-being of your child, to how is this even possible that you could have a child?
Yeah, when I see people like her size, it is a literal miracle to me. First of all, I feel like getting pregnant, especially as a millennial, is a miracle lately, because it's like our age group is running across like some of the largest numbers of infertility. I'm not gonna get into what you know why. It's all tinfoil hat stuff anyway. But like infertility, a big problem is obesity. But so when I see a person of size, a fat person, an obese person, get pregnant, have a natural birth, because it appears that she had a vaginal birth, I'm like, that is a miracle. Like, please get healthy for this child. There's a reason why this kid's on earth. Like, I'm so like, you know, like that. But like, yeah, it is a miracle that she got pregnant. That's pretty crazy.
Now, when I look through those photos, I see a mom that reminds me of myself. She had her daughter dressed in cute little outfits, the best baby gear money could buy. She had every single safety, gadget, and gizmo you can imagine. By all accounts, she is a great mom.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that like you can look at somebody who's morbidly obese, who just had her baby in the fucking hospital. She's probably has extra body weight right now because she's swollen or retaining water, whatever. I don't know. I think it is kind of shitty that people just like jumped onto her pregnancy or her birth announcement with like fat shaming. But I also am, yeah, you can't look at somebody like that and be like they're a bad mom, because it did appear that the love is there, which I think is important for childhood, for children.
The fact that 6 million people could see this post and question her fitness as a parent based.
They're not questioning her fitness as a parent. They're questioning her fitness. Anybody else kind of like, this sounds like over the top, but I can't think of anything else. I'm like grossed out and sickened by this lady. Like, not the lady in the picture, but this lady, because it feels so fake. Like what is the word I'm looking for? Saccharine? Is that the right word? Like it's too savior. It's too like, I'm a skinny savior. I'm here to help my fat sister or something like that. I don't know.
Solely on her size is disappointing and also not surprising. If you think obesity bias isn't real or isn't a problem anymore, think again. And if you've ever lived in a bigger body, you know this all too well.
Listen, I feel like now in a smaller body, I could handle a kid more than I could when I was at 220 pounds. When I was at 220 pounds, I was getting migraines every day. You think I could fucking get, like, deal with a crying baby? I don't think so. I'd probably drill holes in my ears.
People think they know something about your personality, your character, and your worth as a human being, all based on what you look like on the outside. We have to do better.
We have to do better. Guys, pay for my fucking thing. Let's see if she's selling us anything. Okay, so she's had weight loss surgery. Health assessment. No, she's just an influencer. We have to do something. Baby, you got weight loss surgery. So, like, you know that being fat was difficult. What are we talking about? Like, why? Why are we like this? Why are we like this? Oh, this one was so cringy. Okay, having fourth freedom to say whatever the fuck I want. Cross out names, as this isn't about others getting hate. It's about me continually using hate for good through creative expression. Listen to these fucking banger, you guys. This isn't a plus size. This is planetary. Yeah. Okay, you're not plus size. You're morbidly obese and unhealthy. Plus size, like 40 shipping, like a 40 shipping container. What the fuck is that? So goddamn embarrassing and pathetic. You fat rotunda walrus. Go cry. Oh my god, people are okay. Some of them are like funny, and then some of them I'm like, you need Jesus.
Probably cause I threaten your very existence.
It's not good, but we're gonna listen to the entire thing.
My love is resistance. You fuck yourself every time you do not love yourself. Should I rewind?
Oh, that was a banger. You fuck yourself every time you do not love yourself.
Probably cause I threaten your very existence.
Baby, it's not good.
Call my phone. 805, you show me how to ride, show me how to dip, show me how to slide, show me how to ride all night and ride all night to the sunset, and we're in your whip.
It's so weird to hear her say whip. I want to ride all night and we're in your whip. Girl, what are you doing? Please no. No, 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 no. Ah, the cringy. Le cringe, le cringe, le cringe. All right, everybody. So we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it on that good note. I hope you guys know that I would love to be riding with you in the sunset in your whip, talking trash about fat acceptance every day of my life if I could. But we gotta call it a day, you guys, because mommy's gotta go take a nap before work because she's chronically ill. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, consider giving me a subscribe. If you liked me, like the video. And if it's giving you the option to hype it, go ahead and hype it. I forgot to say hello to my returning subscribers. So if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for returning. If you are a member, thank you even more much because you pay me $2 a month to get an extra video every week, sorry. So if you wanted to become a member, become one below. Click the link and become a member today. I love you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Goodbye.